And hello there everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It has been a little while, and there is particularly no reason, but this is going to be a pretty big video. I might split it up into two parts, so we'll see how that goes. But this is a mods video. I've done one of these in the past where I went over some custom mods I have done. This is pretty much going to be everything. Things I've been sent, things I have commissioned people for, and just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on right now. So we're going to jump right on into probably the smallest item here. And here we are. This is a small little mod that was started a while back when I was streaming on Instagram, not religiously, but maybe like twice a week. It was a little project that I started. It is a Nerf Zombie Strike Double Strike that has been rebarreled for Rival. It does not fire all that well. It does have a spring upgrade. I think that was actually the best shot I've shot out of it. That went about 25 feet. So pretty cool. And again, it's just red vinyl dye with engine enamel silver for the plunger tube, with a 3/4 inch PVC coupler with, a 3/4 inch PVC coupler, and then 3/4 inch PVC reamed out as my barrel. There is a screw hole up here. You guys can see that screw hole up here that did have a screw through it, but it was pushing the plunger tube too far together, and it was pushing it a little off center, so of course I did take that out. That is a homemade screw port. Of course, the rail would end about up here. So of course the whole front was cut off, and then there are 3 springs in here. There's the stock spring, which is pretty long but does get compressed quite a bit. I will be putting an upgrade spring in it, and then I will test the performance from there, see if it's a lot of spring. You can hear them all binding. There's quite a few in there. And that is the first little mod on our list, just something cute, short, and sweet. So we're going to move on to the next one. Alright, and here is the second blaster in question today for the mods video. This is my modified Nerf N-Strike Elite Hyperfire. It is not done. It is not done by any means. There are issues with it, issues I'm having with shell clearance and everything like that, which is a little weird. But it's running stock cage, stock wheels at the moment, rhinos up front, and a honey badger as the pusher. No battery in it now, but it is wired up to a XT60 connector back here with a Strife battery release, and there's my XT60 sticking out. Perfect spot in here, car for my 3S, or the 3S that I use. I will go over lipos one day, but that's a different story. Of course, black vinyl dye, the whole thing. That was my base coat. I have Citadel gold and black for some accents, and then the red is Inferno Red by Duplicolor, and it blends itself really well with the orange. And of course I have a 3D printed Hyperfire barrel attachment there from Ammo Counter, and I just wanted the barrel attachment. I do not plan to put an ammo counter on it, but it gives a nice look, and you can snap barrels on there for any specific reason you wanted to, and just a 15 round mag is just what's chilling in it right now. But this has actually been done for a while, and I posted up on my Instagram about it. I don't think I've ever mentioned it in a video before because of its issues, but hopefully this will get figured out soon, or I'm going to do a sale video on here to kind of give everyone a heads up if anyone wants like a little bit of a jump at it before anyone else. This might go up for sale. It's really just motors and paint is all I've really done to it, and the XT60 connectors, so the wiring and everything like that. But we will go from there if I do make that video. If not, this is your look at the N-Strike Elite Hyperfire. We're going to move on to number 3. Alright, and here is number 3. This blaster was actually sent to me by a friend on Instagram who goes by Neo. He is super cool. He's a really, really awesome guy who sent me this blaster as well as parts for another blaster you will hopefully be seeing soon if I pick that project back up soon. But this is a painted up Strife. The front little top sight is gone. It now has a Bobo Lolo style rev trigger, and then of course the mag release there. There is currently nothing inside of it. It will be getting a micro switch very shortly, and the battery tray reamed out does have a access screw to the stock tray, which again will be getting reamed out, and I'm hoping to keep the battery door, but if not, I can always throw a 3D printed one on there. And right now it's just running some attachments because I had it sitting around here. There is no electrical in it at all. It is actually running, I think, a 43 crush cage in there. You can see it orange. Just need motors, wheels, and then I can get it all together. But that will be a little while. I am taking a little bit of a break from flywheel mods right now, as my Bullpup Rapid Strike is really killing me. But again, huge shout out to you. It does have small things going on. Again, rev trigger, mag release, flywheel cage. Not permanently installed, but there. I'm going to get the side snaps there, the front cover, and then that will be that. But that is the painted Strife. Moving on. Alright, so a little bit larger scale here. This is a pump action Nerf Rival Apollo with the worker pump kit. I do not have the foregrip for it, because believe it or not, this doesn't even have the attachment, the Picatinny rails on either side, none of it. This was on sale on Amazon for, whole thing was about $80 at the time. I think I picked this up for like $49.99. And I already have a pump grip on the way, and not having a top rail is fine. I'm never going to mount anything on it anyway, so this was a good steal, as well as it came with the stock for that price. So, pretty cool. It is functional. You just really have to kind of get under it. It's really weird, really awkward, but of course, at the time, it was a perfect pickup, and this is not modified at all, stock spring. I even left the safety in, and all the locks are still in here. You can, of course, double prime, so I guess I did mod it a little bit, but I did leave the priming lock in. So, nice, quick, clean, simple. Went with black because too much orange is too much orange, and then I do love grabbing the mag release like that. But we're going to move on to the next blaster because we have a lot to cover. Alright, and here we are with the next blaster. This is a beautiful, beautiful paint scheme here. This I actually purchased off of Etsy. So it is super cool, and it is fully painted up here. We have the black pump grip, the black handle, the silver trigger, the silver top, as well as the nub in there, and then the barrels are, of course, silver, and it does rotate, and of course has the air restrictor removed, and I am only doing damage by doing that. Alright, still works. Sweet. So a beautiful paint job on there. Just see that. I believe it is swirl paint. Could be wrong there, but that's what it looks like to me. And of course you have to leave this part actually pink because it's the internals, as well as he did paint the bow arms black and then silver. It actually pulls the bow arms, so I don't think that's a modification, but it very well could be. This thing's pretty short, you know, nice compact, 6 shots. You do have slam fire, so nice to get off those shots, and it's really small, compact, and the clear coat on it is great. I don't like, I mean, if you touch it, you're gonna leave fingerprints everywhere, but they wipe right off. And of course, the silver will wear, as it already has from me playing with it, but that is no big deal. Of course, it is meant to get scuffed. So, quick, short, sweet. We're going to move on. We don't have that many left, but the next one is pretty cool. And here we are, and this is very clearly a Nerf Rival Kronos. And this blaster is super cool. I have a few of these now, as well as the Deadpool collector's editions. So, they're really cool. This one does have the loading door for the hole in it for the speed loaders, and this actually has K26. It has 4. It has the max amount of K26 you can put in there, as well as the D prime lock, and of course the double prime. So with having that, it is generally, this is a really good sidearm. It is quite a struggle to prime. I need to get one of the pull handles for it, or maybe the T handle. I was thinking about getting the one that just bolts here and is self-retracting, because that's pretty cool, but that's a lot of work for one small little blaster. I don't plan on painting this one. I do have another one coming from a mod exchange. I'll be very happy to throw the mod exchanges up on here when those happen. I don't have the blasters that I am sending because they have already been sent out. I'm just waiting on my items back. But that will be pretty cool. So when those come in, that will be a video of its own. We'll kind of do both at once. But anyway, this is pretty cool because with the loading door, you of course have speed loaders, and these are the standard speed loader. Very nice with the push handle here, push down. Of course, there's one, and there is two, and of course, we all know how they work. They mount up, you push down, blah, 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 blah. No big deal. Well, I went a little overboard, and I have a guy, Z-Call, on Instagram who will print me pretty much anything. I'm not going to give out any more of his information in case he doesn't want me to. But he's a super cool guy, and of course, he is paid for his services. So recently, we were talking back and forth about some things, and he goes, he had an extra speed loader that he wasn't going to use, and I already asked him to print me 2 more, so I decided to purchase the other 3. Yep, I bought 3 more speed loaders, giving me a grand total of 5 for one rival Chronos that has the door in it already. Now, of course, I do have more doors. In fact, I have one painted right over there for one of the blasters that I will be receiving from that mod exchange. I do plan on painting that Chronos, as it has the Apollo spring mod in it, which I expect will be a lot easier to prime than this. And if that's not a good idea, I'll throw an orange cover in it, because I have a white one, the kind of blue metallic one, and 2 orange ones. So very, very, very cool. And of course, with the speed loaders, it is pretty much its own little blaster. You could basically rock it as a primary if you really wanted to. But let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more things to go over. Technically 5 if we want to be that way, but we're going pretty quick here, so we're going to move on to the next one. All right, and here we are, and this is very clearly a Nerf N-Strike Elite Modulus, or the Modulus. And it is very cool. This is actually my girlfriend's blaster. If we ever start doing wars around here, if I can ever make that work. This is her primary, a short and sweet. She didn't want a stock, she didn't want a foregrip, she wanted something you can just run around with and do your thing. So it is running just a stock switch. We're not doing anything very impressive here. Everything inside is stock except for the motors. That's the only thing I changed. I swapped them out with Michelle 2.0s. And of course, we're going to do the Cardinal Sin, and we are going to run Ultra Fires and Trust Fires in here. 3, and then a dummy. And then, of course, eventually we will burn that switch out, and that is that. But as of right now, this is her kind of like little war blaster. Of course, paints are black vinyl dye for here, the handle, the back cap, and here, and the front flip-up sight, which actually is a little rough and is wearing. She does use it a little bit. And, of course, the jam door. And then, of course, the black vinyl dye is the base coat. These just immediately go to clear. And then to customize it a little bit, I painted everything. I painted everything black, and then I actually gripped the handle. So it actually has my handprint on both sides of the grip. Don't do that if you're giving your blaster to somebody, but it's a very personal thing. It kind of has like that personal touch to it. I did the same down here, so it has the same kind of thing. But then we're running a GM replacement color by Duplicolor. I don't have the can in front of me, so I can't tell you the actual name, but it is very nice. We're rocking black and silver, black and gold Citadel paints there, as well as the top rail. And the details were made to directly match my Hyperfire. They were kind of made at the same time. And she really liked what I was doing with mine, and I went every other digit, so M, O, kind of down the line. The gold starting and ending is pretty cool, and then the gold on the top rail. And it revs pretty fast for just having stock voltage in it right now, of course. But that is the Modulus. It is pretty cool, pretty quick, pretty clean. And as far as logo removal goes, you would never know there was any on it. Gonna have to go over that one day. But that is that. Quick, clean, simple. We have 1, 2, 3 more to go over, and then just some magazines, because who doesn't love magazines? Moving on. Alright guys, and I know I've showed this one off before, but I will be doing a sales video directly after this one, and I definitely want to show this off at least one more time before that video, because this is hopefully going to be sold. This was a cosmetic project. in the later part of 2017. I had it up on eBay. Maybe it was going to go for Christmas. That didn't happen. It does have some blemishes on it, but it is what it is. Of course, base coat, black vinyl dye. The same green GM replacement color as the Modulus. I really like that color. And then we're running a dark blue for the stock. Again, with gold and black detailing. Again, all these were kind of done at the same time, so the details are kind of the same, and it really looks good with these colors. Of course, top rail, just have the dart holder because it kind of makes sense. T-pole, there's no spring mod or anything, and then of course I kept the gray there. The only issue is with this is, one, it's not my style, and I really did paint it just to be cosmetic, but there's such a nice little lip here that when you throw the Retaliator stock on, you kind of lose that. So they will be going together, but of course, you know, no one really has to use the stock. If you don't want it, no big deal. It is nice. I have posted up on Instagram about it, so if anyone is interested, they can check that out as well. This will kind of be like its last big view on camera before the sales video, which again, I will be filming right after this. They'll be uploaded a day apart. As I am slowly understanding that I'm not going to be able to set any kind of hard set schedule, so I'm at least going to try and do 2 videos a week. That might be a little bit stressful as work is now picking up because the summer is coming. So that might change again, but if that does, I will do a update thing and go over that. But that is the Zombie Strike Crossfire bow without the bow on it. So we're going to move on. Here we go. All right, and here we are, and this is the Nerf N-Strike Zombie Strike long shot. Of course, this is a modified long shot. We have the worker stock, the worker top rail, the worker pump action kit, and the Gavin Fuzzy mag release in here, as well as trigger guard. And this thing's pretty legit. This was a commission by Nerf Mods by Parker in the beginning of this year. Correct, this year, 2018. And it's really cool. It has I believe a 9 or 10 kilogram Orange Modworks spring. I want to say Orange Modworks spring. So it does pack the punches. I'm not going to fire it because it doesn't have an air restrictor. Of course, that all has to be removed. And this thing's pretty cool. Pump action, letting you get... Alright, because I'm stupid. Does let you get decent rate of fire with a very comfy spot on it. I do have the original stock, which does have a stock block, but of course this one, being worker, is specifically made to not collapse, so you don't need that, as well as the top rail to hold on to, as well as it is full Picatinny, so you can put whatever accessories you want on there and do your thing. And the pump grip, of course, it is all 3D printed. I will be getting the rail to put down here, just because I feel like that will kind of sit in my hand better. My hand doesn't touch here, and I like as much grip as possible, so I'll be getting that. I was thinking about getting it in black so it kind of blends everything together, but that's the long shot. Nice, quick, again, clean and simple. I'm trying to go over these as quickly as I can. If I feel like they need their own video, I'll do their own video on them. But this one was again from Nerf Mods by Parker. Again, go find him on Instagram. He's always doing awesome things. He also does have an Etsy at Nerf Mods by Parker. So go check him out. He does have some blasters on there. They're a little bit higher in price, but your quality you're going to get from them is amazing as far as your actual like work goes, and then paint. His paint jobs are awesome. So if you're interested, you can go check him out there. You can find him right here on YouTube, and of course you can find him on Instagram, and like I said, Etsy. So we're going to move on to the last blaster, which will be getting its own video, will be directly compared to this in said video, and we're going to dive right on in. If you've checked out my Instagram, you know exactly where I'm going with this. And here we are. This is my Caliburn by Captain Slug. Of course, if you did check out my Instagram, you know I physically purchased a Caliburn, and a lot of people were actually giving me gripe on why didn't I get the kit. To be honest, no matter which way you buy it, you have to assemble it. It's not something you can get pre-built. Yes, you can get it into sections, which does make it a little bit easier, but at that point, you can reverse engineer everything and figure out why everything works the way it does. So just like why this butt pad is worn because of how it sits when it lays on something. It's a nice foam. It kind of bothers me though. That's a thing. But it does normally lay down, so it usually doesn't have that. But of course, this is rocking the full K26, which normally some people would kind of freak out about priming, but quick and clean. You would be able to drop your mag if you wanted to, which you can even do with it closed because it is an aluminum bolt and it's actually a pusher style. So this is good for half darts, full length darts. There's one specifically made for katana mags. There's ones that are made for rival now. So pretty cool. Do have the Caliburn style foregrip here, which actually again came from my buddy Z-Call on Instagram. His print quality is really good. I don't know if you can see there. It's almost the same as the Caliburn print, except for right around the edges where I just didn't file it down. But really cool. This will be getting a scar barrel if wars ever do happen. And again, right now this just has a standard 12 in it, which can easily be remedied. And I just have a red dot sight on it, which is actually, believe it or not, very, very, very useful with this. Because with the K26 and long barrel, and once I put a scar on it, it's going to be very, very accurate. And you want to be able to pinpoint that. And a lot of people use iron sights because they have the front one and they have this Picatinny in the back here. And normally, yeah, that's a great idea. But what I did is I just threw my red dot on it, which is an actual red dot sight for a real firearm. So I don't want any of the, it's a replicate BS. This is real. I bought it specifically for the Caliburn. Was very pricey, but definitely worth it. You know, once you turn it on, you have your red dot, and then it's actually very accurate. It might be off on elevation a bit, or I'm just running not perfect darts. All right, and as I was saying, with the K26 and the kind of sort of thumb hole stock, with the way it kind of bridges the gap there, giving this extra support going down through the grip, it's just a super cool platform. And again, the top red dot, again, being decently expensive, and yes, it is real. I know I said it once, but I'm saying it again. Is real, but again, with this having a full darts in it, still pretty accurate as long as you're running accurate darts with the rubber tip, or you're running FVJs or any kind of waffle or AccuStrike or AccuFake darts. Those are really good in this thing. I've only had a few happen with the E-kind waffle darts when the head flies out and the foam kind of like flops out of the barrel. So pretty cool in that regard. But the best part about the Caliburn is with the pusher style bolt, you can of course run half dart magazines. So this is a worker half dart 15. I actually don't want to load a dart right now. Here we go. And it's pretty cool with the kind of slight curve on it. Again, this is the orange honeycomb. Was specifically purchased for this blaster. I actually got this in before the blaster came in because there is a decently long turnaround time when you order one. Not crazy long that you should be worried about it, but as long as you are getting it before you quote-unquote need it or just want one, you might be better off buying one and or getting the files to print your own and then buying a hardware kit. But anyway, so to the half darts, it's pretty cool running this style. Man, love it. So again, this style magazine is very, very nice. Very aesthetically pleasing, honeycomb, completely see-through at the top, but then kind of fogged at the bottom. And that is one way to do it, or you can of course run the Katana mag system. And here we are with the Katana mag system. The Katana mags are in my back pocket, as I will show you in a second, but this is the magwell. Of course, you can print your own magwell to accept Katana magazines without needing the receiver, or rival rounds, or anything like that. There are custom magwells and custom parts to suit your needs. But as I wanted this for full-length darts with the occasion of using halves, I of course indulged myself in the Katana mag system. So that just pops right up there into the magwell and will not pull out. until I pull and then pull down on it very hard to get it out. You don't want to be switching this out in between reloads, because you can see I pull it out here without a magazine in it. It is not just going to slide out on you. You are going to have to pull it. If it has a katana mag in it, you'll be able to pull that down. And then, of course, once that's in there, you just need your katana mags, which are right here. This is the radio pouch off of Out of Dart's Etsy, and it perfectly holds 3 katana mags. Hold them upside down. They're kind of going there, but they don't jump out on their own, and darts do not fly out. So we're running a few different darts here. We have the worker darts, some cut down Zuru X shots, and just some FVJs over here that of course have been cut down in my jig to the same size as the worker darts, so I'm kind of running consistent darts. That is actually very important. If you want consistent shots, generally only use one kind of dart, but at the same time, if you don't want to go buy 3,000 worker darts because you'll blow the heads off of them, which this will do, this will blow the head off of your worker darts, does it all too often, then you might indulge yourself in some Accu-Fakes and then cut them in half so you have kind of the same baseline. But of course, this holds 3, holds them tight. I've put them on my belt, I've jumped up and down. They have very nice kind of Velcro style-ish going on here. Of course, there are buttons on the back side so you can slide this over your belt and then snap in, or put it through your belt. I just popped the snaps and then snapped it back together. But a very good pouch. I would love to see him maybe throw 2 katana mags in this in the same kind of bundle. I think the actual the radio pouch was about $7.50 on his Etsy when I purchased it about a month ago. So that's that. But to then load, I'm gonna pull the middle one here. To pull a katana mag out and then of course load, you do have to be primed to load the katana mag because there is a stop. Loaded, not going to fall out, and these do gravity drop, so you kind of bump it forward. They do gravity drop out, but now we're loaded. We're loaded up there, and chair, oh well. It's a lot of power. But yeah, so quick, clean, simple kind of mag system there. And again, to release the whole system, you'll push your mag release and then pull down on not just the katana mag. You're going to put your finger at the top here and then use that to pull down. And then there's your whole mag and magazine well right there ready to go, and you can slap in a stock magazine and then blow through that. A little bit of a nice switch they did there, and again, you can get your own custom mag wells, but this is a nice modularity option, so you can kind of run the best of both worlds. The natural progression of Nerf has always been to go to half darts, especially when you're talking performance. You can only really hit, I think it's around 180, 190, possibly up into the 2s, the low 200s with stock darts before they start getting unpredictable. Single Titans kind of put the mark on that, or claim on that, a while ago. But now with half darts, you can easily get a little bit higher than that and more accurate and precise shots. So that's the video, guys. That is everything all thrown together, from cool magazines to the katana mag system to the blasters that were sent to me, blasters I purchased, blasters I've made, sidearm pistols / primaries, if you really want to call them that, blasters that will be for sale. There will be more than just the one that I physically picked up, and the Hyperfire, which might be popping up for sale. If anyone's interested, I'm not going to give it away because of the motors that are in it. But other than that, that's the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Again, I'm sorry there was such a big gap between videos. There's been a bunch of stuff going on, and there's been no exception for me to not put videos up. I filmed them. I haven't liked them. Now that I have the microphone, hopefully we'll be in better shape with that.
Speaking of the microphone, I know the audio is definitely going to be a lot better, but am I too loud? Do I need to turn my volume down? You guys let me know in the comments section, or just don't, and I'll figure it out on my own. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace out, bros.